Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Megan. Today we're going to be doing a project panning update. This is just going to be a chill, relaxed video. I'm filming this on a Sunday, so yeah, I'm still in my comfy clothes. I thought about doing my makeup, but I really just needed to wash my makeup brushes, so I prioritized that. If you need to wash your brushes, here is your sign, you guys. Also, there's some sunshine coming in, so I apologize if that bothers you. But yeah, today we're going to be doing a project painting update. I'm going to be chatting up. Hi. Tate wanted to say hi, you guys. But we're going to be chatting about my Pan That palette, my OG project pan, and then about the project that I started with my friend Steph, pan over purchase, and just my general thoughts moving forward with panning this year. It's already changed a little bit since, well, it's changed a lot since my first update. So with that being said, if you're new here, hi, I'm Megan. Be sure to subscribe before you leave if you like this video or this kind of content. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and let's jump into the video. Okay, so let's start with my 2022 Pan That palette. I'll insert a photo here. The palette that I selected was the James Charles and Morphe palette. I selected this one because it was one of the older palettes in my collection. It doesn't get a lot of love. In fact, I hadn't used it in over a year. So it'd been very neglected. It was one that I was considering decluttering, but thought it would be fun to pan first, and then I would feel comfortable letting it go out of my collection. So I began using this palette, and I realized something that I didn't know. As I began using the shades and whatnot, and I did some looks with this over on IG, so some people witnessed this on a live, but the formulations were just not pigmented anymore, and they were just like a really light wash of color. For example, like the blue shade that I used, the yellow shade that I used, the white shade that I used, the brown shade that I used, they weren't packing the same punch that they used to. So then what I started to do was to scrape the product out and mix it with a mixing pigment so that I could get that color payoff. And for whatever reason, the formulation of the shadows was not mixing well with the mixing pigment, and it was turning into a real pain in the ass, to be honest. And then I would apply it to my lids, and we would get that nice color pigment, but it would still be kind of patchy. So really, this was turning into a lot of work for a palette that I was already on the fence about decluttering. The shimmers were kind of crumbly, they were getting crumbly, and the mattes just weren't it anymore. And I mean, that's the reality of makeup. At some point it does expire and things just start to not really perform how they should perform. And basically I just decided that I knew I wasn't going to reach for this palette because I don't have time in the morning to scrape pigment from a palette, do a mixing pigment, apply it to my eyes. I don't have the time to do that every single morning, and I have a lot of other really great palettes that I don't have to do that with. So I just decided that I would rather use those other really great palettes instead of forcing myself to use this palette that is not performing well and I'm not enjoying. So I did hit one pan. I hit pan in the white shade. And then, yeah, I decided to declutter it. So I'm decluttering this palette. I currently do not have a 2022 Pan That palette. And I've really been thinking about, you know, like what I wanted to choose next or what I wanted to use next. And I honestly feel like right now, I don't want to pick anything. I'm really just enjoying rotating through my collection and getting more use out of items that I really love or that I feel that are also going off that I want to focus on for a little bit. So who knows? I may add one later. I also may organically pan a palette. I am a panner, So there are, you know, times when I'm like, hey, I think I could hit pan in this, this, and this, and I'm just gonna go for it. I don't really feel like I need a designated pan that palette to do that. So I had decided that I'm not gonna do a pan that palette right now at this time. That could change. But yeah, so right now I'm not gonna do a pan that palette. I think what my idea is moving forward is just having some focus palettes, and you guys will see those in my Shop That Stash as well as over here. And I will just report back with progress on those items as I rotate through them. For example, my last focus palette, which I believe I talked about in my last Pan That Palette up, or my last project panning update is the Dear Santa by Kylie Cosmetics palette. This was my focus palette because I had a lot of shades that were close to pan, and I was able to hit, what, 2, 4, 6 pans. So 2, 4, this one, 6. I already have one there. So I was able to hit 6 pans in this. And that was just like, you know, organically, like it's something I wanted to reach for, I wanted to focus on, and this is what I did. This is one that I could see myself rotating back in later to finish hitting the rest of the pans. But as of right now, I'm not going to. I went ahead and switched it out. So this was my focus palette, and then now my current focus palette is the Smitten in Switzerland from BH Cosmetics. This is one that I pulled out more recently, and the matte formulations are going off in this as well. It is an older palette, and they're just not performing very well. So my goal is to hit pan in all of the shimmers, and then I will feel comfortable decluttering it. I might not even make it that far. It really just depends on how I'm feeling about it, because I do have a lot of other really great products. So I don't really want to force myself to use anything or to hate pan, but currently right now, this is my focus palette, and I plan to hit pan in the shimmers before I let it go. I probably will be able to hit 2 other pans in the mattes while I have it out, but so that's kind of the idea moving forward with my eyeshadow panning, is that I'm probably just going to be selecting palettes that I want to focus on or organically use, and then the pans will come as we move through that. I also feel like that's going to tie in a little bit better with my pan over purchase project, because all the pans and empties that I have makeup wise, you'll be seeing during that part of the update. So I really just think that that is what I want to do as of now. Like I mentioned, that may change, but right now that is what I'm comfortable with. So yeah. Okay, so the next project I want to talk about is like my OG basic project pan. I will insert a photo up here. This is the one products that I really want to finish by the end of the year, and we'll kind of just go through and chat about my progress with that. The first one is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh. I had depotted a True Luscious setting spray into this bottle, and I was able to empty that. So that is the first empty. I was also able to finish the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray here recently. So the only setting spray we have left is the Urban Decay De-Slick. I would repurchase the Airbrush Setting Spray. I really did enjoy that one. I have a couple more that I would like to empty first, and I will potentially be like not repurchasing setting sprays at all. But I really did enjoy the Charlotte Tilbury one. The next product we have is the Glowless by Auric. I have been using this very often, weekly for sure. I'm not sure if I've been using it daily, but I have been using it a lot. And I think that we will see that this is going to be empty by like March or April, if I had to guess, just because I have been using it quite frequently. Like I mentioned, I was able to finish up my Milani primer, I believe the second week in January. So I got a little bit of a late start to this, but since I emptied that, I've been pretty much solely using the Auric Glow Lust, which is a product that I really love. But I just have some other primers, and I want to kind of get my primer collection down and more curated. That's kind of the goal for the whole year, is to really just have like a curated collection items that like I really, really love. So that's kind of what I've been really just focusing on. The next product is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation from Shiseido. So I love this foundation, and I'd had it for about a year, and I'd noticed more recently when I wore it that it had a really strong scent, a strong stank, if you will. It was stinky, and it wasn't holding up as well. It was breaking down on my face after like 5 to 6 hours, which is not what it had done in the past. So I felt like the formulation was going off, and then it had started to cause some breakouts around up in here and even up in here. And due to that, I just think that the formula went off, which kind of irritates me because it's marketed to have a 2-year shelf life, and I've only had it for a year. But between, you know, the smell, the change in performance, and the causing of the breakouts, I truly just think that this product expired, unfortunately, which makes me really sad. But it is what it is. It was the one that I really wanted to finish this year because I really love it, but I'm not going to continue to use an expired product on my face. So that was decluttered. So if we're looking at it, what we have left is my Fido. This is the Dew of Dawn. This is something I really want to finish this year. However, it's winter, so I haven't really been using it because it's a bit too deep for me right now. I have been using the Charlotte Tilbury little lippy there, and I have made some pretty decent progress in it. I still think it'll be a while before I'm able to finish this one. It literally lives in my purse. And then I have the Kylie Cosmetics lip glosses. I have used these a handful of times, not a ton. I'm not forcing myself, but I have used them. That being said, like, you guys are probably gonna be like, what the fuck is going on with you? I don't think that I'm gonna have like a designated pan project anymore. I will have focus items, like, you know, there's still things that I want to finish, and I'll pan those on the side and you'll see them when they're empty, or I'll talk about them in this video. But like, I don't know why, I'm just like feeling kind of like pressure from my projects, and I really just want to have like the, I don't know, leniency or flexibility to really just to use like what I want to use that day. And I almost feel like I'll probably do like more of a project pan at the end of the year, like kind of like I did an end of the year project pan this year, where I just curate like a handful of items that I want to finish by the new year. I think that might be something more that I might do. And I mean, this could always like change throughout the year, but like this is just how I'm feeling right now. I really want to shift the focus from finishing like a few items to really just loving on my collection as a whole, and going through what I have, figuring out, you know, what's expired, what doesn't meet my preferences anymore, or that I just don't like anymore. I really want to focus on doing that because this month has shown me a lot in terms of, you know, products that I haven't used in a long time have expired on me. I have a pretty large declutter coming up because a lot of my items that I haven't reached for in forever, now that I'm reaching for them, I'm noticing that, you know, they're expired, or I don't like the way that they look on me anymore because it's just not my preference anymore. So I really just kind of want to shift to a more wholesome collection and rotating through my collection kind of scenario, which is why I've really just started doing the shop my stash videos, because I think that's going to be a really great way for me to work through my collection, figure out what I like, what I don't like, and what I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. So that is like kind of my mindset moving forward. Like I said, the products that are left in this project, like, yeah, I still want to finish and I plan to, but I'm just not going to be officially rolling them into a project. I'll just be focusing on them. And then once they're empty, you will see that in a project panning video. because I still am gonna be uploading these. I'm just solely gonna be focusing on the project that Steph and I started, Pan Over Purchase. I really just feel like it encompasses so much of what I want to do. So you'll be seeing a lot of the pan updates and makeup empties when we talk about that particular project's update. You guys want to meet Hector? We got a little puppy whoopee. Yeah, he came in here, was crying when picked up, so I thought I would show you guys him. Can you say hi? Can you say hi, Hector? Can you say hi? Hi, 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 hi. Okay, so anyways, Pan Over Purchase, I'm going to go ahead and do that update now. It's going to be pretty much, you know, the only update I'm chatting about besides like focus products, like focus palettes, I guess, because like I mentioned, I'm not going to keep rambling about it, but I just feel like this project encompasses a lot. So it would be me like doing a lot of reiterating. So hopefully my next project painting update will be shorter because we'll just have this one to focus on. So if you're not aware, Pan Over Purchase, my girl Steph and I started this over on Instagram. Be sure to follow her in our hashtag if you want to see who else is following and participating. But essentially the goal is a extremely low no buy in the year of 2022. By this, we hope to accomplish bringing less into our collection, curating what we love, panning and emptying items in our collection, and all that will come organically by maintaining a really low buy. I will go ahead and just insert the rules if you guys are interested in joining. But essentially, when you reach 25 makeup purchases or pans or empties, you earn 1 product purchase. Each participant gets 3 freebie purchases. So you start out with 3. And then as you use them, obviously they go down. Or if you hit 25 pans or empties, then you gain a purchase. The disclaimers are, you know, this is only for makeup only, no skincare, hair care, none of that. Sample empties don't count, but minis do. If you're using a gift card or you're getting a gift or you get PR, those don't count toward your purchase number. So don't worry about that. You can do repurchases. It doesn't count as a new purchase. But like if you empty a concealer, the repurchase has to be a concealer, but also, you know, be mindful of what you already have in your collection and if you should finish something else first. And then, you know, we post a monthly update, and that's what this is. This is update number 1 for February. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys what I was able to empty, which I'm on my MacBook here so I can see everything and I make sure that I don't forget it. But I will pop it up into the screen for you guys. The first one we have here is mostly pans. As you guys can see, I hit a lot of pans. I was able to hit several eyeshadow pans. I hit pan in my Spectral Shine in the shade Divine Daylight. And then I also hit a blush pan in my Patrick Ta Duo. I don't know the last time I hit a blush pan. Like, it has probably been so freaking long, you guys. Like, it's crazy. In the next slide, more eyeshadow pans. You see that James Charles pan up there in the top corner. And then I was able to empty that setting spray. And then I was also able to empty a mascara as well. And then I have just like 2 separate photos, but that's because, you know, there wasn't enough room in the template. But I was able to hit the Outs pan in the BH Cosmetics palette. And then I was also able to empty my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. So with that, that brings my pan total for 2022. I started out hot, but I'm not gonna lie. I started focusing on some products that could be potential pans in December because I knew Steph and I were doing this. So I started kind of, you know, focusing on some things. But so right now, after our first update, My total pan count is at 16. My total empty count is at 4. So my total amount of points earned is 20 points. So I didn't earn any purchases this update, but I also didn't use any of my purchases this update either. So I still have 3 total purchases left. That being said, when I hit, 5 more pans / empties, I will gain another purchase. So that's like kind of how it works. I think we started out the year really hot, which is awesome. February might be a little bit of a slower month, but we'll see. Like I mentioned, this has just been so nice for me to really just rotate through my shit, you guys, and figure out what I like and what I don't like. I mean, honestly, there is a large declutter coming here in the next couple weeks because yeah, there's just so much stuff. But I really feel like this project is gonna encompass a lot of the panning that I'm doing, and really is going to allow me to just like explore my collection and maintain a low buy. I did have 2 times where I was really feeling bored and the impulse to buy, and instead of purchasing, I went and swatched my makeup. I hopped on Instagram and I did a live. So I'm trying to really just incorporate things like that when I'm feeling like the impulse to purchase, because like there's nothing that I actually need. So, but yeah, so this one was kind of long, kind of rambly, but I'm making like a lot of changes, as you can see, to like my project panning journey. These could definitely change again in the future, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking right now and where my mindset is. So yeah, let me know how you kicked off the year, how your project pans are going, what you're participating in, or what your thoughts are moving into this year. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!